This is Carl back again with another video doing the main rival Yu-Gi-Oh decks, all of the Yu-Gi-Oh franchise except for Vrains, obviously. So we'll go through Kaiba, Zane, Jack, Kite, Shark, and Declan and Chaz. I mean, I think after it was weird. I think aside from 5Ds and Duel Monsters, the other franchises are like, or maybe Zex, and maybe Vrains, but the other generations of Yu-Gi-Oh, they, was a little bit excessive with their rivals. It's like GX is a perfect example. You got like Zane and Chaz and Aster Phoenix, who all fit the bill for like a Kaiba allegory. Zexel got like Kite and Shark, and it's like not it shouldn't be 2 or 3 people fitting the same motif. This is like, that's weird. Not weird, I mean, they made it work, but it's just like, and of course, like, everybody got that like more than one just best friend, but there's like that central best friend in like anime that that's supposed to be like the one that the right hand man kind of thing. It's just weird. But first we'll start off with Seto Kaiba, easily the best Yu-Gi-Oh rival by far. Definitely one of my favorites. Zhang was this close second. I mean, even though like I think Seto was more of a dick than any other of the rivals that came later. All right. Of course he's like known for his blue eyes, but he got other stuff too that's like very cool. Burst Stream of Destruction. If you control a Blue Eyes White Dragon, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. Blue Eyes White Dragon cannot attack the turn you activate this card. Card of Demise. Draw until you have 3 cards in your hand. Also, for the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, your opponent takes no damage. During the end phase of this turn, send your entire hand to the graveyard. You can only activate 1 card of Demise per turn. You cannot special summon during the turn you activate this card. And of course, in the anime, it's completely different. You get to draw 5 cards, and if you don't use them in 5, use those 5 cards in before the 5th turn, then you dump. At least you dump those 5 cards, or just just the hand in general. If you have 5 cards at the most to the graveyard. And I think only in the first Yu-Gi-Oh movie that this negative effect actually applied. Never in the anime. Dark Core, discard 1 card, then target 1 face-up monster on the field, banish that target. Dragon's Mirror. Fusion summon 1 dragon type fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed on it from your field or graveyard. Mausoleum of White. During your main phase, you can normal summon 1 level 1 light tuner monster in addition to your normal summon or set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. Once per turn, you can target 1 face-up monster you control, send 1 normal monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard, and if you do, the targeted monster gains attack and defense equal to the level of the monster sent to the graveyard times 100 until the end of this turn, even if this card leaves the field. You can banish this card from your graveyard, add 1 Burst Stream of Destruction from your deck to your hand. Shrink. Target one face-up monster on the field. The original attack of that monster is halved until the end of this turn. Silver's Cry. Target one dragon type normal monster in your graveyard. Also summon that target. You can only activate one Silver's Cry per turn. Soul Exchange. Target one monster your opponent controls. This turn, if you tribute a monster, you must tribute that monster as if you controlled it. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this card. Soul Release. Target up to 5 cards in any graveyard, banish them. A Fang of Critias. This card is also always treated as legendary Dragon Critias. Send one trap card from your hand or field to the graveyard that is listed on the fusion monster that can only be special summoned with the Fang of Critias. If that card is set, reveal it. Then special summon that fusion monster from your extra deck. You can only activate one the Fang of Critias per turn. The Flute of Summoning Dragon. Special summon up to 2 dragon type monsters from your hand. Laura D must be on the field to activate and to resolve this effect. The Melody of Awakening Dragon. Discard 1 card, add up to 2 dragon type monsters with 3000 or more attack and 2500 or less defense from your deck to your hand. White Dragon Ritual. This card is used to ritual summon Paladin of White Dragon. You must also tribute monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal 4 or more. First card Virus. Tribute 1 dark monster with 1000 or less attack. Your opponent takes no damage until the end of the next turn after this card resolves. Also, you look at your opponent's hand and all monsters they control, and if you do, destroy the monsters among them with 1500 or more attack. Then your opponent can destroy up to 3 monsters with 1500 or more attack in their deck. Interdimensional Matter Transporter. Target one face-up monster you control, banish that target until the end phase. Negate attack. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, target the attacking monster, negate the attack, then end the battle phase. Return from the different dimension. Pay half your life points. Special summon as many of your banished monsters as possible. During the end phase, banish all monsters that were special summoned by this effect. Ring of Destruction. During your opponent's turn, target one face-up monster your opponent controls whose attack is less than or equal to their life points. Destroy that face-up monster, and if you do, take damage equal to its original attack, then inflict damage to your opponent equal to the damage you took. You can only activate this once per turn. Shadow Spell. Activate this card by targeting one face-up monster your opponent controls. It loses 700 attack. Also, it cannot attack or change its battle position. When it leaves the field, destroy this card. Tyrant Wing. Target one dragon type monster on the field. Equip this card to it. It gains 400 attack and defense. Also, it can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. Once per turn during the end phase, if the monster equipped with this card by this effect attacked and your opponent's monster this turn, destroy this card. Virus Cannon. Tribute any number of non-token monsters you control. For each tributed monster, your opponent selects 1 spell card from their deck and sends it to the graveyard. Battle Ox. A monster with tremendous power, it destroys enemies with a swing of its axe. The Blue Eyes White Dragon. This legendary dragon is a powerful engine of destruction, virtually invincible. Very few have faced this awesome creature and lived to tell the tale. Divine Dragon Ragnarok. The legendary dragon sent by the gods as their instrument. Legends say that if provoked, the whole world will sink beneath the sea. Lajin, the mystical genie of the lamp. A genie of the lamp that is at the beck and call of its master. Luster Dragon. A very beautiful dragon covered with sapphire. It does not like fights but has incredibly high attack power. Luster Dragon number 2. This dragon feeds on emerald. Enchanted by this power even when attacked. Few people live to tell of its beauty. Ryukushin Powered. A gargoyle enhanced by the powers of darkness. Very sharp talents make it a worthy opponent. Saki the Dark Clown. This clown appears from nowhere and executes very strange moves to avoid enemy attacks. Worse Raider. This wicked beast warrior does every horrid thing imaginable and loves it. Its axe bears the marks of countless victims. X-Head Cannon. A monster with a mighty cannon barrel. It is able to integrate its attack. It attacks in many ways by combining and separating with other monsters. Blade Knight. While you have one or less cards in your hand, this card gains 400 attack. If you control no other monsters, the effects of flip monsters destroyed by battle with this card are negated. Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. Cannot be normal summon or set. Must be special summoned by attributing one Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon and cannot be special summoned by other ways. This card gains 300 attack for each dragon type monster in your graveyard. During either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that targets this card, except during the damage step, you can negate that effect. Chaos Emperor Dragon, Envoy of the End. Cannot be normal summon or set. Must first be special summoned from your hand by banishing one light and one dark monster from your graveyard. You can play 1000 life points, send all cards in both players' hands and on the field to the graveyard, and inflict 300 damage to your opponent for each card sent to the graveyard by this effect. Cyber Jar. Flip effect, destroy all monsters on the field, then both players reveal the top 5 cards from their decks, then special summon all revealed level 4 or lower monsters in face-up attack position or face-down defense position. Also add any remaining cards to their hands. If either player has less than 5 cards in their deck, reveal as many as possible. One of my favorite. I love this card. This is a very awesome card. It's like a nice little backup in case you're in a pinch. Death Feral Imp. The flip effect, target one card in your graveyard, shuffle that target into the deck. Cyberman. You can tribute this card, special summon one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand. Geyser Glider. Cannot be destroyed by battle with a monster that has the same attack. If this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, target one monster on the field, return that target to the hand. Kaiser Seahorse. This card can be treated as 2 tributes for the tribute summon of a light monster. Lord of D, or Lord of Dragons. Dragon type monsters on the field cannot be targeted by card effects. Mating with Eyes of Blue. Based off of Kasara, the ancient, or like Egyptian, or maybe not Egyptian, just like she was an outsider in Egypt back in the past, in ancient times, that priest Seto of that time fell in love with. She died, spoiler alert, but her spirit conjured the Blue Eyes White Dragon, and she was a very unique kind of person because she had like very pale skin and very like deep blue eyes, which kind of like her spirit, fused with the mighty dragon, Blue Eyes White Dragon, which would explain in his descendant that Kaiba will have like a fixation and love for Blue Eyes White Dragon. Right. When this card is targeted for an attack, you can negate the attack, and if you do, change the battle position of this card, then you can special summon one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. During either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that targets this face-up card, you can special summon one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. You can only use one Mating with Eyes of Blue effect once per turn, and only once that turn. Manju of the 10,000 Hands. When this card is normal or flip summoned, you can add one ritual monster or ritual spell card from your deck to your hand. Obelisk, the Tormentor. Requires 3 tributes to normal summon, cannot be normal sets. This card's normal summon cannot be negated. When normal summon, cards and effects cannot be activated, cannot be targeted by spells, traps, or card effects. Once per turn during the end phase, if this card was special summoned, send it to the graveyard. You can tribute 2 monsters, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. This card cannot declare an attack the turn this effect is activated. Now, I don't think I mentioned it in my main protagonist video that I made, but I actually have all 3 Egyptian god cards. It was an exciting day for me. That's what you see on my, if you go to my YouTube channel, you can see on the header that I posted my 3 Egyptian god cards, just to show like I wasn't BSing, but I actually do have them. I'm going to be buried with them the day, like I'm putting in my will that I won't be, there's certain things I want to be buried with. Nobody can have these. The god cards are being buried with me, straight up like Yami Yugi. Priestess with Eyes of Blue. During either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that targets this face-up card, you can send 1 effect monster you control to the graveyard. And if you do, add up to 2 blue-eyes monsters with different names from your deck to your hand. This card is in your graveyard. You can target 1 blue-eyes monster you control, shuffle it into the deck, and if you do, special summon this card. You can only use this effect once per turn. Protected with Eyes of Blue. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon 1 level 1 light tuner monster from your hand. You can target 1 effect monster you control, send it to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon 1 blue eyes monster from your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. Slate Warrior. Flip effect, this card gains 500 attack and defense. If this card is destroyed by battle, the monster that destroyed it loses 500 attack and defense. Spear Dragon. During battle between this attacking card and a defense position monster whose defense is lower than the attack of this card, inflict difference as battle damage to your opponent. If this card attacks, it is changed to defense position at the end of the damage step. The White Stone of Legend. If this card is sent to the graveyard, add 1 blue eyes white dragon from your deck to your hand. Vampire Lord. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, declare 1 card type, monster, spell, or trap. Your opponent sends 1 card of that type from their deck to the graveyard. Once per turn during your next standby phase after this card in your possession was destroyed and sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, special summon this card from the graveyard. Wide Dragon Head. Once per turn, you can either target 1 exec cannon you control, equip this card to that target, or unequip this card and special summon it. A monster equipped with this card gains 400 attack and defense. Also, if the equipped monster will be destroyed by battle or card effect, destroy this card instead. Z Metal Tank. Once per turn, you can either target 1 exec cannon or wide dragon head you control, equip this card to that target, or unequip it and special summon it. A monster equipped with this card gains 600 attack and defense. Also, if the equipped monster will be destroyed by battle or card effect, destroy this card instead. Paladin of White Dragon. You can ritual summon this card with White Dragon Ritual. At the start of the damage step, if this card attacks a face down defense position monster, destroy that face down monster. You can tribute this card, special summon 1 blue eyes white dragon from your hand or deck, but the blue eyes cannot attack for the rest of this turn. Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. Requires 2 blue eyes white dragons to summon. Must be either a fusion summon or a special summon by sending the above monsters you control to the graveyard, in which case you do not use polymerization and cannot be special summoned by other ways. Cannot be destroyed by battle. This card can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. At the end of the damage step, when this card attacks an opponent's monster, but the opponent's monster was not destroyed by battle, you can banish that opponent's monster. Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Only requires 3 blue eyes white dragons to summon. Doom Virus Dragon. Must be special summoned with the Fang of Cretius using Crush Card Virus and cannot be special summoned by other ways. If this card is special summoned, check your opponent's hand, all monsters they control, and all cards they draw until the end of their 3rd turn after this card effects activation and destroy all those monsters with 1500 or more attack. I love this one. This is really cool. King Dragoon requires Lord of D and Divine Dragon Ragnarok to summon. Your opponent cannot select any dragon type monsters as the targets of spell, trap, or monster card effects. Once per turn, you can special summon one dragon type monster from your hand. Mirror Force Dragon must be special summoned with the Fang of Critias and using Mirror Force, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. When a monster you control is targeted for an attack or by an opponent's card effect, except during the damage step, you can destroy all cards your opponent controls. Tyrant Burst Dragon must be special summoned with the Fang of Critias using the Tyrant Ring card, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. This card can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. You can target one face-up monster you control, equip this monster to that target. It gains 400 attack and defense. Also, it can make 3 attacks during each battle phase. XY Dragon Cannon requires X head cannon and Y dragon head. Must be special summoned from your extra deck by banishing the above cards. Cannot be special summoned from the graveyard. You can discard one card, then target one face-up spell or trap card your opponent controls, destroy that. XYZ Dragon Cannon requires X head cannon, Y dragon head, and Z metal tank to summon. Don't need polymerization to fuse these together. Essentially contact fusion. You can discard one card, then target one card your opponent controls, destroy that target. XZ Tank Cannon requires X head cannon and Z metal tank. You can discard one card, then target one face down spell or trap card your opponent controls, destroy that target. YZ Tank Dragon requires Y dragon head and Z metal tank. You can discard one card, then target one face down monster your opponent controls, destroy that target. Azure Eye Silver Dragon requires one tuner and one or more non-tuner normal monsters. If this card is supposed to summon, dragon type monsters you currently control cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects until the end of the next turn. Once per turn during your standby phase, you can target one normal monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. And Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon requires one tuner and one or more non-tuner blue eyes monsters. Neither player can special summon 2 or more monsters at the same time. Once per turn during either player's turn, when an effect of a card is in the graveyard is activated, you can negate the activation. During either player's turn, you can tribute this synchro monster card, special summon one light dragon type synchro monster from your extra deck in defense position, except Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, but destroy it during the end phase of this turn. Whew. And Kappa also used a Winged Beak of Giant Dragon, Beacon of White, Dimension Fusion, Enemy Controller, Ring of Defense, Cloning, Deck Destruction Virus, Judge Man, Different Dimension Dragon, Familiar Knight, Master with Eyes of Blue, Tintin the Dark Clown, and White Stone of Ancients. Alright, let's go ahead and try out Kaiba's deck once again. Should have moved a card around or something so it could automatically put me at the person I was at. Dang it. 60 cards the max to make it a deck, and some of these cards I really wish to have in the I tried, you know, using the combo of Ring of Defense and Ring of Destruction. I remember last time when I tried the combo, the Ring of Defense didn't protect me from the Ring of the Destruction's negative effects. I thought that was so weird. That's why I had to take the magic card out. I was like, it's not going to protect me. Why even put it in the deck? There we go. Nuh-uh. This is what the transporter is there for. Avoid situations like that. A lot of these rival decks are no joke. First card will be useful. Hey, now we're talking. Freaking Pegasus. There we go. Yeah, usually got a thing like a few moves ahead, because then like I have like the soul release and the different dimension thing, so I can, you know, I had to use my Slate Warrior, you know, to lower my that Bakori box's attack a bit, just so when I bring them all back, I'll have the monsters needed to like take that sucker down. Yeah, season episode. That was a pretty cool episode too. Compass duels are very fun to watch, man. Oh, wait till Caesar makes her move. When she pulled that soul exchange on Kaiba, that was like, holy crap. Like, that was an interesting turn of events. Save card of demise. Wow. Okay. Got an idea? full control now. So there's really nothing she can do. I know. I still want to take a crack at it. Last match with Kaiba, then I'll move on to Zane. Thanks. Ah, you gotta have that source of being like, wouldn't you? Gotta use soul release. Damn it, I didn't even think about it. God dog it, I could have used soul release on that one. Oh, never mind. Oh, thank God. Darn it. Special can't summon. Or he summoned this turn, I guess. Shoot. Got at least some of my obelisk. Oh, this is perfect. Want us up? Face the wrath of mighty obelisk. Always count on Kyra. All right. Next up is Chaz. Chaz Princeton. Chaz, brother, Chaz it up. Okay. Sethonia Alliance. Equipped monster gains 800 attack for each other face-up monster on the field that has the same name it does. Dimension Fusion. Pay 2,000 life points. Both players special summon as many of the removed from play monsters as possible. Enchanting Fitting Room. Pay 800 life points. Pick up 4 cards from the top of your deck and special summon to your side of the field all level 3 or lower normal monsters among the picked up cards. Return all the other picked up cards to your deck and the deck is then shuffled. Feature Fusion. Reveal 1 fusion monster in your extra deck and send from your main deck to the graveyard the fusion material monsters that are listed on the fusion material card. During your second standby phase after this card's activation, special summon 1 of that fusion monster from your extra deck and target it with this card. When this card leaves the field, destroy that target. When that target is destroyed, destroy this card. Infernal Reckless Summon. When exactly 1 monster with 1500 or less attack is special summoned to your side of the field while your opponent controls a face-up monster, your opponent chooses 1 face-up monster they control. You special summon all cards with the same name as the summoned monster from your hand, deck, and graveyard in face-up attack position. Your opponent special summons all cards with the same name as the chosen monster from their hand, deck, and graveyard. Level Modulation. Your opponent draws 2 cards. Special summon 1 level monster from your graveyard, ignoring the summoning conditions. The monster that was special summoned by this effect cannot attack nor activate or apply its effects this turn. Level Up. Send 1 face-up level monster you control to the graveyard. Special summon 1 monster from your hand or deck that is listed in the sent monster's text, ignoring its summoning conditions. Magical Mallet. Shuffle any number of cards from your hand into the deck and then draw that same number of cards. Ojama Country. Once per turn, you can send 1 Ojama card from your hand to the graveyard to special summon 1 Ojama monster from your graveyard. While you control a face-up Ojama monster, switch the original attack and defense of all monsters on the field. Ojama can include Ojama Muscle. Ojama Delta Hurricane. You can only activate this card while Ojama Green, Yellow, and Black are face-up on your side of the field. Destroy all cards on your opponent's side of the field. Oja Magic. When this card is sent from the hand or the field to the graveyard, add 1 each Ojama Green, Yellow, and Black from your deck to your hand. Oja Muscle. Select 1 face-up Ojama King. Destroy all Ojama monsters on the field except selected Ojama King. It gains 1000 attack for each monster destroyed this way. Painful Choice. Select 5 cards from your deck and show them to your opponent. The opponent selects 1 card among them. Add that card to your hand and discard the remaining cards to the graveyard. Soul Absorption. If a card is banished, gain 500 life points for each. Chthonian Blast. When a face-up monster you control is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, destroy 1 face-up monster on the field that has the lowest attack your choice if tied, and if you do, inflict damage to both players equal to half of that monster's attack. Ojama Trio. Also summon 3 Ojama tokens in defense position on your opponent's side of the field. The tokens cannot be tributed for a tribute summon. When a Ojama token is destroyed, the controller takes 300 points of damage. The Grave of Rekindling. The Grave of Enkindling. You can only activate this card when a monster on your side of the field is destroyed as a result of a battle and sent to the graveyard. You and your opponent each select one monster from your respective graveyards and special summon them in defense position. Either monster special summoned by this card's effect can change its battle position while it's face up on the field, except with a card effect. The League of Uniform Non-Nomenclature. Select one face-up level 2 or lower normal monster you control to activate this card. Also summon as many cards as possible from your deck with the same name as the selected monster. Treaty on Uniform Nomenclature. If you control 2 or more face-up monsters with the same name except tokens, apply this effect depending on how many you control. Exactly 2, destroy 1 spell or trap card your opponent controls. Exactly 3, destroy all spell and trap cards your opponent controls. Ojama Black. He's one of the Ojama Trio. It's said that he butts in by any means necessary. It's also said that when the 3 are together, something happens. Ojama Green and Ojama Yellow. The Tiger Jet. This ace fighter is unbeatable in a dogfight. It combines with other monsters to launch an array of encircling attacks. This X-Head Cannon. Armed Dragon level 10. This card cannot be normal summon or set. This card cannot be special summon except by attributing 1 Armed Dragon level 7. You can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard to destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls. Armed Dragon level 3. During your standby phase, you can send this face-up card to the graveyard, special summon 1 Armed Dragon level 5 from your hand or deck. Armed Dragon level 5. You can send 1 monster from your hand to the graveyard to target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to the sent monster's attack. Destroy that target. During the end phase, if this card is destroyed a monster by battle this turn, you can send this face-up card to the graveyard, special summon 1 Armed Dragon level 7 from your hand or deck. Armed Dragon level 7 cannot be normal summon or set, must be special summoned by Armed Dragon level 5 and cannot be special summoned by other ways. You can send 1 monster from your hand to the graveyard, destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to the sent monster's attack. Tithonian Emperor Dragon. Gemini monster. This card can attack twice during the same battle phase. The Tithonian Soldier. When this card is destroyed by an opponent's attacking monster and sent to the graveyard, the battle damage you took from this battle is inflicted to your opponent. Infernal Hammer. When this card destroys your opponent's monster and sends it to the graveyard as a result of battle, you can select 1 face-up monster on your opponent's side of the field and flip it into face-down defense position. Light and Darkness Dragon. Cannot be special summoned. While face-up on the field, this card is also a dark attribute. Once per chain, during either player's turn, when a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated, this card loses exactly 500 attack and defense, and that activation is negated. When this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, target 1 monster in your graveyard if possible, destroy all cards you control, and also special summon that monster if any. Mass Dragon. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 dragon-type monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck. Ojama Blue. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can add 2 Ojama cards from your deck to your hand. This can include Ojama Muscle. Ojama Red. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon up to 4 Ojama monsters from your hand in attack position. W Wing Catapult. Once per turn, you can equip this card to a V Tiger Jet you control, or unequip it to special summon it. When equipped to a monster with this card effect, the equipped monster gains 400 attack and defense. Y Dragon Head and Z Metal Tank, of course. Ojama King requires Ojama green, yellow, and black to summon. Select up to 3 of your opponent's monster card zones. The selected zones cannot be used. Ojama Knight requires only 2 Ojama monsters. Select up to 2 of your opponent's monster card zones. They cannot be used. VW Tiger Catapult requires V Tiger Jet and W Wing Catapult to summon, without the need for polymerization. You can discard 1 card to change the battle position of 1 monster your opponent controls. Because it got all the other X, Y, and Z machines unions, but Chaz specifically has B, W, X, Y, and Z Dragon Catapult Cannon. Requires VW Tiger Catapult and XYZ Dragon Cannon to summon. Don't require the use of a polymerization. Once per turn, remove from play 1 card your opponent controls. When this card attacks, you can change the battle position of the attack target. Swift effects are not activated at this time. He also possesses Arm Changer, Zirconium Polymer, and Armed. Oh, yeah, that's only 1. But yeah, didn't need to put that many into the side. Anyway, let's try out Chaz's. Time to Chaz it up. Chaz it up! Chaz it up! This one she used the 2 pot of greens. Don't know why they get this. Why was I able to attack my life points directly like that? total loss. Yep, not a smart plan. I mean, Chaz's deck is alright. He's not something I usually go back to. Because I really had to count on specific cards working in a specific time. Come on, hard the cards. Okay, not too bad. B X D. Need W and Y. Force her to attack me. Right here, just in case you got something to destroy. Yeah, I knew it. Set you up, sucker. Got a feeling I had another one. That's okay. Ah, I get a freaking monster. Really? No more power-ups for you. Need X. An X in my graveyard. I don't. I know I don't. I know I do. Yes. Yeah. So much for your defense. I can do this all day. I'm negating all that power-ups. You're sunk. At least finally I'm getting like a win from Chaz. I mean, I've done so before, but in this video, just wish I could have summoned my Ojama fusion monster. I've done it before. You can just look in my past Yu-Gi-Oh videos. You'll see me utilize these decks separately in videos before. Okay. Now, Zane. Easily one of the best decks ever. Coolest character ever. Zane Truesdale. Okay, let's go over his cards. Cyber Repair Plant. If Cyber Dragon is in your graveyard, you can activate one of these effects. If you have 3 or more Cyber Dragons in your graveyard, at activation, you can activate both effects and resolve in sequence. You can only activate one Cyber Repair Plant per turn. Add one Light Machine type monster from your deck to your hand. Target one Light Machine monster in your graveyard, shuffle that target into your deck. Cyber Dark Impact. Return one Cyber Dark Horn, Cyber Dark Edge, and Cyber Dark Keel from your side of the field, hand, or graveyard to your deck. Special summon one Cyber Dark Dragon from your extra deck. Cyber Kinetic Fusion Support. Pay half your life points once if you fusion summon a machine type fusion monster this turn. You can banish monsters from your hand, graveyard, and or your side of the field as fusion materials. You can only activate this once per turn. Cybernetic Zone. Select one face-up machine type fusion monster you control and remove it from play until the end phase of this turn. When that monster is returned to the field, double its attack. During your next standby phase, destroy it. Defusion. Target one fusion monster on the field, return the target to the extra deck. Then, if all the fusion materials that were used for its fusion summon are in your graveyard, you can special summon all of them. Different Dimension Capsule. Select one card from your deck and remove it from play face down. During your second standby phase after activation, destroy this card and add the removed card to your hand. Evolution Burst. If you control a Cyber Dragon, target one card your opponent controls, destroy that target. Cyber Dragons cannot attack the turn you activate this card. This limited removal. Double the attack of all machine type monsters you currently control till the end of this turn. During the end phase of this turn, destroy those monsters. Overload Fusion. Banish from your side of the field or your graveyard the fusion material monsters that are listed on the Dark Machine type fusion monster card and special summon that fusion monster from your extra deck. Photon Generator Unit. Tribute 2 Cyber Dragons, special summon one Cyber Laser Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Of course, Polymerization, fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion materials. Power Bond. Using summon one machine type fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or your side of the field as fusion materials, and it gains attack equal to its original attack. During the end phase of the turn this card is activated, you take damage equal to the amount of attack gained from this effect at the time of the summon. Oh, and I think like Zane's awesome, and like he's the first one to actually give Jaden his first loss in season 1 of GX. We'll get to that once we do the review of GX. Attack Reflector Unit. Tribute 1 Cyber Dragon, special summon 1 Cyber Barrier Dragon from your hand or deck. Cyber Network. Destroy this card during your third standby phase after activation. Once per turn, if Cyber Dragon is on the field, you can banish 1 light machine type monster from your deck. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, special summon as many of your banished light machine type monsters as possible, and if you do, destroy all spell and trap cards you control. Monsters that were special summoned by this effect cannot activate their effects. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this effect. Cyber Shadow Gardener. Activate only during your opponent's main phase. After activation, special summon this card. It is treated as an effect monster card, machine type Earth level 4, unknown attack and defense. If this card is selected as an attack target, the attack and defense of the card become the attack and defense of the attacking monster. This card is set in the spell and trap card zone during your opponent's end phase. Cyber Summon Blaster. Each time a machine type monster is special summoned, inflict 300 damage to your opponent. Cyber Kinetic Hidden Technology. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can send to the graveyard 1 Cyber Dragon you control or 1 fusion monster you control that lists Cyber Dragon as a fusion material monster and target the attacking monster, destroy that target. Rare Metamorph. Activate this card by targeting 1 machine type monster on the field. It gains 500 attack. Once negate a spell effect that targets that monster. When that monster leaves the field, destroy this card. Cyber Barrier Dragon. This card cannot be normal summon or set. This card cannot be special summon and set with Attack Reflector Unit. Once per turn, while this card is in attack position, your opponent's next attack is negated. Cyber Dragon. If your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Cyber Dragon Core. When this card is normal summoned, add 1 cyber spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. If your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Also summon 1 Cyber Dragon monster from your deck. You can only use this effect once per turn. This card's name becomes Cyber Dragon while it's on the field or in the graveyard. Cyber Dragon Dray. When this card is normal summoned, you can make all Cyber Dragons you currently control become level 5. You cannot special summon any monsters during the turn you activate this effect, except machine type monsters. If this card is banished, you can target 1 Cyber Dragon you control. It cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effect this turn. This card's name becomes Cyber Dragon while it's on the field or in the graveyard. Cyber Dragon Zwei. If this card attacks an opponent's monster, it gains 300 attack during the damage step only. Once per turn, you can reveal 1 spell card in your hand. This card's name becomes Cyber Dragon until the end phase. This card's name becomes Cyber Dragon while in the graveyard. Cyber Eltanian. Cannot be normal summon or set. Must be special summoned from your hand by banishing all light machine type monsters from your side of the field and in your graveyard. Cannot be special summoned by other ways. This card's attack and defense become the number of monsters banished for its special summon times 500. When this card is special summoned, send all other face-up monsters on the field to the graveyard. Cyber Kirin. You can tribute this card to make any effect damage you take this turn 0. Cyber Larva. If this face-up card is targeted for an attack, you take no battle damage for the rest of this turn. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 Cyber Larva from your deck. Cyber Laser Dragon. This card cannot be normal summon or set. This card cannot be special summon except with photon generator unit. Once per turn, you can destroy one monster with attack or defense equal to or higher than the attack of this card. Cyber Ogre. By discarding this card from your hand to the graveyard, negate one battle during involving a Cyber Ogre on your side of the field and gains 2000 attack until the end of the next battle phase. This effect can be activated during either player's turn. Cyber Phoenix. While this card is in attack position, negate any spell or trap effects that target exactly one machine type monster you control and no other cards. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, draw one card. Cyber Valley. You can use one of these effects. When this card is targeted for an attack by an opponent's monster, you can banish this card, draw one card, then end the battle phase. You can target one face-up monster you control and in this card, banish both targets and this card, then draw two cards. You can target one card in your graveyard, banish this card and one card from your hand, and one card from your then place the target on top of the deck. Cyber Dark Edge. When this card is normal summoned, select one level 3 or lower dragon type monster in your graveyard, equip it to this card. This card gains attack equal to the equipped card's attack. This card can attack your opponent's life points directly. If it attacks using this effect, its attack is halved during damage calculation only. If this card will be destroyed by battle, the equipped monster is destroyed instead. Cyber Dark Horn. When this card is normal summon, you can equip a level 3 dragon type monster. During battle between attacking card and the defense position monster whose defense is lower than the attack of this card, inflict the difference as battle damage to your opponent. But other than that, same effect as Edge. Heal, same effect, but a unique effect. This card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, inflict 300 damage to your opponent. Exploder Dragon. If this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, destroy a monster that destroyed it. The player takes any battle damage from attacks involving this card. Masked Dragon. Proto Cyber Dragon. This card's name becomes Cyber Dragon while it's on the field. Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. Requires one Cyber Dragon and one or more machine type monsters to summon. You can summon this without the need for polymerization. The original attack of this card becomes 1000 times the number of fusion materials used to fusion summon. Chimera Tech Over Dragon requires one Cyber Dragon and one or more machine type monsters. When this card is fusion summoned, send all other cards you control to the graveyard. The original attack and defense of this card each become equal to the number of fusion materials monsters used for its fusion summon times 800. Each turn, this card can attack your opponent's monsters a number of times equal to the number of fusion material monsters used for its fusion summon. Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon requires 2 or more Cyber Dragon monsters to summon. When this card is fusion summoned, you can target a spell or trap cards on the field up to the number of fusion materials used for its fusion summon, destroy them. Once per turn, you can send up to 2 light machine type monsters from your deck to your graveyard, and if you do, for each monster sent to the graveyard, this card gains 1 additional attack during each battle phase this turn. Cyber End Dragon requires 3 Cyber End Dragons to summon. 3 Cyber Dragons to summon. This monster can attack. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. Cyber Ogre 2 requires 2 Cyber Ogres to summon. When this card attacks, it gains attack equal to half the attack of the target during damage calculation only. Cyber Twin Dragon requires only 2 Cyber Dragons. This card can make a second attack during each battle phase. Cyber Dark Dragon requires Cyber Dark Horn, Edge, and Keel to summon. When this monster is supposed to summon, select 1 dragon type monster in your graveyard and equip it to this card. This card gains attack equal to the equipped card's attack. This card gains 100 attack for each monster card in your graveyard. If this card will be destroyed by battle, the equipped monster is destroyed instead. Cyber Dragon Infinity. Requires 3 level 6 light monsters to Xyz summon. Machine type monsters. Machine type monsters specifically. Once per turn, you can also Xyz summon Cyber Dragon Infinity by using Cyber Dragon Nova you control as Xyz material. This card gains 200 attack for each Xyz material attached to it. Once per turn, you can target one face-up attack position monster on the field, attach it to this card as a fix-up Xyz material. Once per turn during either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated, you can detach one Xyz material from this card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. And finally, Cyber Dragon Nova requires 2 level 5 machine type monsters. Once per turn, you can detach one Xyz material from this card, then target one Cyber Dragon in your graveyard. It's supposed to summon that target. Once per turn during either player's turn, you can banish one Cyber Dragon from your hand or face up from your monster zone. This card gains 2100 attack until the end of this turn. This card is in your possession and is sent to the graveyard by your opponent's card effect. You can special summon one machine type fusion monster from your extra deck. Whew. Okay. Sounds like it's raining outside. It's already been raining earlier this, like at the, crack of dawn this morning. Now it's raining late at night now. At least it kept people from lighting up any more fireworks. It's been like going off all the time. Now we're talking. Nice try. I remember one episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX when I think it was during a graduation duel between Zane and Jaden, and Alexis made a comment about like Zane's summoning of his Cyber Android. Like, I once like to see Zane try to win without using that card, and I think not Hasselberry, he wasn't there. Somebody said if it ain't broke, I think it was her brother, well, it ain't broke, don't fix it. And he's kind of right. I mean, even though it's like, I mean, it's his signature card technically. Like, why not use it? There we go. Future Fusion is an awesome card. It's like easily one of the best. You know, great way to summon your best fusion monster without having to. Of course, you can have polymerization in your deck, obviously, but it's just another guaranteed card to count on in order to get bigger cards out later or sooner. There's nice smooth matches with Zane. Wow, I did not plan that whatsoever. That was just like 5 turns. Ooh yeah. Zane's deck is phenomenal, man. I love this deck. I love it. It's like right up there for me when it comes to, aside from like the main characters, it's like, you know, certain main characters like Yusei, Jaden, and Yugi. Like Zane's deck, Shay's Raid Raptor deck, I love those decks. I get a kick out of using them. Okay, now next is, where is he? This one had Astro Phoenix here. My bad. But oh, there he is, Destiny. We all passed it. I'm like, I know I saw that. Like, I know I still have that. Anyway. I mean, I love Astro Phoenix. I wish like he has more support cards for his Destiny heroes, but it's not in this game, and I really wish they are. But he's still trying to make this work. Okay, Clock Tower Prison. During each of your opponent's standby phases, place 1 clock counter on this card. While there are 4 more clock counters on this card, you do not take any battle damage. When this card with 4 or more clock counters is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, special summon 1 Destiny Hero Dread Master from your hand or deck. A lot of Astral Feelings, Destiny Heroes is based off of English folk tales, like there's Double Dues based off of Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Like Departed, Invisible Man, where is he? Destiny Hero Plasma, Dracula, that kind of thing. Cyclone Blade. Equip only to a Destiny Hero monster at the end of the damage step. If this equipped monster attacked, target one spell or trap card on the field, destroy that target. Deformation. Each time a face-up Destiny Hero monster you control is destroyed, place 1 D counter on this card for each of those monsters. When you normal or special summon a monster during your main phase, you can send this card with 2 or more D counters to the graveyard. Add up to 2 cards from your deck and or graveyard to your hand with the same name as that monster. D-Spirit. Special summon 1 level 4 or lower Destiny Hero monster from your hand. You must not control any face-up Destiny Hero monsters to activate and to resolve this effect. Dark City. When a Destiny Hero monster attacks, if its attack is lower than the attack of the attack target, the attacking monster gains 1000 attack during the damage calculation only. Destiny Draw. Draw 1 Destiny Hero card, draw 2 cards. Misfortune. Select 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Take damage to your opponent equal to half that monster's original attack. Your monsters cannot attack this turn. Over Destiny. Target 1 Destiny Hero monster in your graveyard. Special summon 1 Destiny Hero monster from your deck whose level is less than or equal to half of the target's level, but destroyed during the end phase of this turn. D-Chain. Target a Destiny Hero monster you control. Equip this card to that target. It gains 500 attack. When it destroys a monster your opponent controls by battle and sends it to the graveyard, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. The Counter. When a Destiny Hero monster you control is targeted for an attack, destroy the attacking monster. The Fortune. When your opponent declares a direct attack, banish 1 Destiny Hero monster from your graveyard in the battle phase. The Shield. When an attack position Destiny Hero monster you control is targeted for an attack, target, change it to defense position and equip it with this card. Equipped monster cannot be destroyed by battle. D-Time. When an elemental hero monster you control leaves the field, add 1 Destiny Hero monster from your deck to your hand whose level is less than or equal to that elemental hero monster's level. Destiny Mirage. When a Destiny Hero monster you control is destroyed and sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, special summon to your side of the field all Destiny Hero monsters that were destroyed and sent to either graveyard this turn. Destiny Signal. When a monster you control is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, special summon 1 level 4 lower Destiny Hero monster from your hand or deck. Eternal Dread. Put 2 clock counters on Clock Tower Prison. He also has Elemental Hero Avion, Persenatrix, Sparkman. And Bubbleman too. Destiny Hero Blade Master. During your opponent's battle phase, you can discard this card. All face-up Destiny Hero monsters you control gain 800 attack until the end phase. Destiny Hero Captain Tenacious. Once per turn during your standby phase, you can target 1 Destiny Hero monster in your graveyard that was destroyed by battles since your last standby phase. If you control this face-up card when that target was destroyed, special summon that target. Destiny Hero Dasher. Once per turn, you can tribute 1 other monster. This card gains 1000 attack during the end phase. If this card attacks, change it to defense position at the end of the battle phase. One time only, when you draw a monster card during your draw phase while this card is in your graveyard, you can reveal it, special summon it, This card must be in the graveyard to activate and to resolve this effect. Destiny Hero Defender. During each of your opponent's standby phases, your opponent draws one card. This card must be in face-up defense position to activate and to resolve this effect. Destiny Hero Departed. During your standby phase, if this card is in your graveyard, it's supposed to summon it in face-up attack position to your opponent's side of the field. If this card is destroyed by battle, banish it instead of sending it to the graveyard. If a card effect would send this to the graveyard from the hand or deck, banish it instead. Destiny Hero Diamond Dude. Once per turn, you can excavate the top card of your deck. If it's a normal spell card, send it to the graveyard, otherwise place it to the bottom of the deck of your deck. During your main phase of your next turn, you can activate the effect of that spell card in your graveyard, even if you no longer control this face-up card. Destiny Hero Disc Commander. When this card is supposed to summon from your graveyard, draw 2 cards. Destiny Hero Dogma. Cannot be normal summon on a set, must be supposed to summon from your hand by attributing 3 monsters, including at least 1 Destiny Hero monster, and cannot be supposed to summon by other ways. If you still control this face-up card during your opponent's next standby phase after you're supposed to summon it this way, half your opponent's life points. Destiny Hero Doomlord. Once per turn, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls, banish that target. You cannot declare an attack the turn you activate this effect. You must control this face-up attack position card to activate and to resolve this effect. The banished monster returns to the opponent's side of the field in the same battle position during your second standby phase after activation. Destiny Hero Double Dude. Cannot be special summoned. This card can attack twice during each battle phase. During your standby phase, if this card was destroyed since your last standby phase, you can special summon 2 Double Dude tokens. This card must be in your graveyard to activate this effect. Destiny Hero Dread Servant. When this card is normal summoned, place one clock counter on Clock Tower Prison. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 spell or trap card you control, destroy that target. Destiny Hero Dreadmaster. If this card is supposed to summon by Clock Tower Prison, destroy all monsters you control except face-up Destiny Hero monsters. Then you can special summon up to 2 Destiny Hero monsters from your graveyard. During any turn this card is supposed to summon, Destiny Hero monsters you control cannot be destroyed, and you take no battle damage when they battle. The attack and defense of this card are equal to the combined original attack of all other Destiny Hero monsters you control. Destiny Hero Dunker. You can send 1 Destiny Hero card from your hand to the graveyard and inflict 500 damage to your opponent. Destiny Hero Fearmonger. During your standby phase, if this card is in your graveyard because it was destroyed by battle and sent there since your last standby phase, target 1 Destiny Hero monster in your graveyard except Fearmonger, supposed to summon that target. Destiny Hero Plasma. Cannot be normal summon or set. Must be special summoned from your hand by attributing 3 monsters you control and cannot be special summoned by other ways. Negate the effects of face-up monsters while your opponent controls them. Once per turn, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls, equip that target to this card. You can only equip 1 monster at a time to this card with this effect. This card gains attack equal to half the original attack of the monster equipped by this effect. Destiny End Dragoon. Requires Destiny Hero Plasma and Dogma to summon. Once per turn, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls, destroy that target, and if it was face up, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack it had on the field. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this effect. Once per turn during your standby phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can banish 1 Destiny Hero card from your graveyard, special summon this card. Elemental Hero Phoenix Enforcer. Requires Avian and Berserk tricks. This card cannot be destroyed by battle. Elemental Hero Shining Phoenix Enforcer. This card gains 300 attack for each elemental hero card in your graveyard. This card cannot be destroyed by battle. And of course, he also had Power Clock of Destiny. Malicious. Yeah. Might not get that many wins with this deck, but let's play around with it anyway. I got Jack Atlas, Kite, Shark, and Declan. Some of these videos I'm probably have to make a part 1, part 2. Because I got so many of these characters. So I'm gonna cut it here. It's already at 11 p.m. and I gotta work tomorrow morning, but don't have to work the next day. But I still gotta get other videos done for after work tomorrow. But I'll try to do part 2 Friday after I do well, we'll see if I can fit in on Friday. If not, we'll probably wait till Saturday. Always know exactly what card to destroy. I got Chad. Scapegoat. Didn't think I was gonna get like Dread Master special summon at all. She did the job for me. Thank you. And I got to use plasma all in one go. So at this point, I don't care what happens in the next couple of matches. I have nothing. Pretty close. Oh boy. Dark Law. Chomp. Oh man, that was close. He lucked out with that move. But anyway, yeah, that's Astro Phoenix. Next we got like Jack Atlas, Declan Akaba, Kite and Shark. Yeah, we'll see those probably like this weekend some point. But anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Have a great night.